I read the script, and it is a starburst of a script. I mean, it is like takes your breath away. I mean, obviously, there's so many things you could think about at that point, reasons not to do it, you know, like, which are all to do with being careful. Should you really be doing, you know, a film about a person like this, a controversial person like this, with many people with different opinions, and there'll be family and all those kind of stuff. We've been through some of that on 127 Hours that we've done, the problems of doing true stories, if you call them that. But actually, you read the script and it felt like you would be crazy not to do it. It was extraordinary. It was something, I'd never done anything like it before. The challenges that it gave you were staggering, and it took on the idea that Sorkin had begun with Social Network, which is to look at these people who create this modern world, and that we are talking about the forgers of the world we're living in. We're only just really beginning to live in it now, and the people who create this world for us, and what cost has that had for them, and what can we learn about them by our artists like Sorkin. There are two people who are ultimately almost more important than Jobs himself in the film, and they're Joanna Hoffman and Lisa Brennan-Jobs, who Sorkin talked to and only feature very briefly in the book itself. But I think for Aaron, they were clearly fundamental to him being able to write about Jobs. And we always used to think that this was in a way, his behaviour, some people regard him as a monster, and if you do regard him like that, then this is a monster made beautiful by language and by these two women, really, who are the way that the subject is humanised, really, and prevents you being in a tech geek world or in a world of just rumour and gossip. It allows you to feel, really, and I think that's what's extraordinary about Sorkin's work, is that he takes these extraordinary figures who are almost beyond feeling in a way, their achievements, their ability, and he connects them with something we can all feel, really. He's taking these extraordinary figures, which is what Shakespeare used to do, and he's grounding them in stuff that we all suffer from, whether that's ambition and vanity, ego, whatever the flaws are. We all suffer for them at certain to certain levels and certain degrees, and so in a way, he's a kind of I hate me for saying it. I think he is a bit of a modern Shakespeare the way he writes, and certainly there's that. You felt that in reading the script. I mean, the script was almost 200 pages long, and I hope the film is the same kind of experience for people. You read it like that, I mean, it's gone. You speculate and hope and think that they might be able to deal with the pressure of it, but you never really know. I was astonished because I've never seen this before, even on regular films where parts are, a 20th, good parts are a 20th of the size of this part. I never saw him on set with a script or sides, ever. I never saw him check them. He sort of learnt it. And that doesn't do him sufficient value to say he learnt it. He kind of absorbed it in a way that wasn't to do with rote learning. In the way you might imagine learning a speech. You have a speech, you learn it, you practice it, you kind of think, I got that bit wrong. The guy just knew it like he'd written it. And he didn't get any of it wrong. It wasn't and Sorkin's a stickler for his punctuation and the rhythm and stuff like that. He didn't get any of it wrong. He was never wrong. Right early on, I thought it was brilliant. He said, well, no, every time I talk to her, I'm trying to teach her something, regardless of what everybody else is saying about the relationship, and and he said, and regardless of what I'm saying about the relationship, every time I speak to her, I'm trying to teach her something. And he was right, of course, when you looked at it, and he was actually, if you look at it very carefully, each time he's communicating, he doesn't want to be talking to her sometimes because he wants to be in this other world, which he's creating, this other thing, which is his child. I mean, it's very simple, really, I think. is that his dedication was so much to this idea of what he was doing that he didn't feel he could be in any other world, and this other world was this child, and he didn't feel he could be in it until he learned that he could be in both these worlds, I think, which is the kind of trajectory of the journey of the story. Because you do a film like this, it's got like, well, you're going to get lookalikes or what, you know, and you can get lookalikes, you know, you can get decent actors, good actors who are lookalikes, but you need great actors, really, you know, but there's something in them that is the essence of the character, and you know, it's not a replica. We're not taking photographs. It's not, you know, there's no photographs at the end of the film of what the people really look like or anything like that. This is portraits of people, you know. But the essence of something about them is there. He says the nature of people is something to be overcome. He wants to transform people, which is worrying in one sense. Except, of course, what he's actually doing, because he's in the world of communication, it's ultimately liberated us. I think they'll sense that from, you know, the way that this world has changed by what he's been able to do, because it's about mobilizing everybody. You know, he says, he has this speech right at the, it comes at the end of the film, but it's chronologically, it's at the beginning of the film, is that imagine having this power, not just in good people's hands, in everyone's hands. Imagine, that was the idea, that everybody can have this, and everybody does have it now. You know, we all got it now. We've all got instant access to all information straight away. So then it's just the question of what are you going to do with it? And that's up to us, and that's up to everyone now, what we do with this power, you know.
Steve Jobs.